That guy looks like an anorexic blowfish. I f***ing hate all the Trump children.
Yeah. Who the f*** are you, man? You know, what Howard Stern was, and again, you can say whether it's funny or not. I'm not mad at it. I'm not. Oh, let's see here. Howard Stern. I wonder when this was going to happen. Howard Stern seems to be in a little bit of hot water, and the person who put him in that boiling water was Donald Trump Jr. That's him, right? Donald Trump Jr.?
Yeah, I guess that's a person.
This whole thing started, I guess, because Howard Stern has been critical of his father, and you know, rightfully so. I mean, and this is weird because at one time, just like with Donald, because everybody wants to bring up this whole thing. Well, Donald Trump was friends with this, and Donald Trump was loved by these people. That was a different era. Donald Trump was loved by rappers at one time because they kind of like flaunted Donald Trump. Like if they could put Donald Trump at the end of a gold chain, it was like that. It was a sign of wealth. I'm friends with Donald Trump. I met Donald Trump. I'm rolling like Trump. Donald Trump has changed it to a much different person today, as we all know. No need to go into the details. And Howard Stern has recognized that. And he's like, yeah, he's a friend. He's been on my show, but you know, his policies or lack thereof are just not good. I got to call him out. Looked like baby boy didn't like that over here and decided to out my man and say, well, you know what? Who is he to talk about my dad and chime in on things like even Black Lives Matter when he at one time has done the thing that is a huge, huge no-no, especially for the black community today, and that is the blackface. At one time, he went on there and did blackface. And, oh, Donald Trump Jr. said, oh, and on top of that, just to double down on it and to add insult to the hurt of the black people out there, he also used the N-word.
Whoopi done wrote everything I'm gonna. Ain't that right, you smelly nigga?
I didn't write that.
Well, you is a smelly nigga.
Furthermore, oh my God, and there were some things I didn't even notice at first. I didn't hear these details. Got the malt liquor and the chicken up in there too.
And is that a picture of Hattie McDaniel? When I was looking at it this time, I was like, Jesus Christ, like the offenses keep coming. There's a lawn jockey. There's Hattie McDaniel. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
man.
is he sitting on a watermelon? I mean, God damn. So a lot of people. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let me get my sign out. CANCEL. Cancel. Howard Stern is no more. Get him out of here. This guy. How dare he? It is not how dare he at one time be in blackface and continue to exist. Now, people, I'm not going to sit up here and try to defend this because the first thing y'all say is, well, you a big fan of Howard Stern and you talk about these other people, but you let him slide with this. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm going to pass it on to Christian after this, but let me tell y'all something, man. I brought this shit up before with Howard Stern. Here's the funny thing. Y'all act like this shit is new. I brought it up, and I brought up in defense of other people. I said, if you go at, I brought this up. There's a video that we did about James Gunn a while back. And my point was, I said, I don't like what James Gunn has been putting out there. I don't think it's funny. And yeah, it can be offensive, not to the point where I'm going to sit up here and act like, that he should be censored. Or act like, oh my God, this man has hurt humanity with these jokes. No, they're fucked up jokes. They weren't funny. But my point was with the Christian, I said, if you go after James Gunn, you're going to start to have to pick and choose where you're going to start canceling other people too. If you start canceling, if you cancel James Gunn or try to get rid of him and fire him for things, then Hollywood and society in general, you're going to have to get rid of 90% of the population. If we want to dig up people's past, this is not the first time Howard Stern has done this, and you sat on this the whole time but didn't say a word about it. I pulled up all these examples, and I pulled up the usual suspects. I pulled up, of course, Tarantino, and I pulled up Mel Gibson. I pulled up a lot of other people I hardly bring up too. One of them being Howard Stern. But before that video, there was another video of Howard Stern out there where he was using the N-word. And making it and using it as a joke, and on top of that, it was dirtier blackface. He didn't even look like blackface. He just looked like Oscar the Grouch. He just woke up in a dumpster or something. But he
just got out of a coal mine.
Yeah, he's working in a coal mine. Yeah. He's like a Jewish porn star working in a coal mine. But he was in blackface and used the N-word, and nobody's even picking this one up. Nobody's even noticed this one. I played this shit a long time ago.
What, nigga.
Right, say it. Get it out.
Nick.
Nick.
You know, people, my thing with, I got two things to say about this. I know that what Howard Stern was doing, and I'm not arguing on whether this is right or wrong. I know that he was doing a parody and a satire of what Ted Danson did with Whoopi Goldberg. And I told you guys, like, as long as you're doing a satire or something or a parody, or you're trying to say something, I would usually look at that and say, all right, you know, I don't want to censor comedy. I don't want to sit up here and tell people what jokes they should do and not. I appreciate that he was doing that as a satire. You know, at least he was trying to bring attention to something that a lot of people thought was fucked up. So it's not like he just did it out the blue. Again, it's not me defending whether it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it wasn't something he just pulled out the blue. It wasn't something where he was just being racist because he thought that blackface was funny. He was actually talking about this incident right here. So there was a point to what he was doing. But even if there wasn't, that was so long ago. Again, cancel culture to me is where people get upset and they want instant gratification right now. And because of their heated reaction, they want this thing canceled this moment, what they see. Forget about all this other shit out here that they haven't seen. Or furthermore, forget about all the other shit that you like and you don't want to cancel. If you get mad about somebody using the N-word, I've said a long time ago, I never liked Django Unchained because it ain't a matter of Quentin Tarantino just saying the N-word. I know people say, oh, he used that word because that's the way they talk in the past. No, that movie's a comic book film. And I tell you, Quentin Tarantino just loved using the N-word because he just likes to use the N-word. He wants to be black. He wants to be down. And if you ain't canceling all these other people out here, you can't start cherry picking and cherry choosing what you want to cancel, man. You can't do that. You have to give people a chance to respond. You have to give people a chance to prove that they have changed. You have to give people a chance to grow. We've all made mistakes. I've made jokes that are not funny. I've been a complete ass. I'll tell you this. So this, man, this is another thing where we want to get up here and we want to pull some shit where we want to cancel him like we just not too long ago want to do with Jimmy Fallon.
Where is he? Man, oh man, read this book.
I told you, man, I wasn't going to sit up here and get all upset about that. That was years ago. And I'm not going to sit up here and be mad about somebody that probably is not going to do that shit today, especially at a time when society actually said, oh my God, that's funny. Please do that. Saturday Night Live approved that. Howard Stern's fans approved that. The radio station approved that. It wasn't just a sole person in there doing this shit. You know what I'm saying, Christian?
Yeah, I mean, that's the tricky thing here is because obviously that's behavior that should be admonished. And like, yeah, we should be shitty about that. I don't think there should be necessarily statute of limitations on shit. You know, if we found out that an 80-year-old person who seemingly was always perfect ends up being like a KKK member with a bunch of racist rhetoric, like, yeah, that person should probably be removed. I do think it's different in Howard Stern's case. Number one, because we as a society didn't cancel Ted Danson, who did the same shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's fine. He did Cheers and he's fine. No one gives a fuck. So I look at it where it's like, okay, well, we didn't cancel him for doing the initial thing. From what I understand, I don't think context necessarily matters, but I believe the initial intent for Howard Stern was to purposely lampoon that. And Sherman Hemsley, Mr. Jefferson himself, is in that sketch with him. And so, like, I'm not saying that it all gives him a pass. I think it's still a terrible misjudgment on his case, but I think that like are we really going to just start canceling people because he responded to this in a way that I think makes a lot of sense to me, which is more or less he's like, yeah, but people change. They have to have the capacity to change. And if I was doing the same thing today that I'm doing 27 years ago, come at me. If I had to do the Ted Danson joke today, would I do it in blackface? Absolutely not. And I think that's kind of the key to it is like, are we going to immediately cancel people and say that people are incapable of changing? And I truly believe Howard Stern is not the kind of guy who would do that today by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. We did all kind of race jokes and shit. We did a video, we animated something where we made fun of every stereotype out there, and it probably was offensive to people. Now, I probably wouldn't do the same joke the same way today, but I know that, and knowing that, probably I'm not even apologizing. I'm just saying, hey, man, we did something at one time, and a lot of people could look at it and be offended. And whether I apologize for it or not, which I probably wouldn't, I'd be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm a different person now. I probably wouldn't do it today. And even then, I did it in a means where it wasn't meant to offend people. It was meant to satirize something else. Now, whether we did it in a funny way or it was effective, I don't know. But that was a different time. It's a way different time. What it is that younger today, and that's great. That's great. But you let this woke shit get to you. You let this. And it's funny how you use these terms because people want to say PC and whatnot. I say just common sense. You don't have to be so sensitive that you can't take a joke even when it's something. I don't care how harsh it is. If it's making a point or if it's satirizing something, then we probably need to sit around and think about it before we yell offended. Just use common sense because I like to use the word PC because I don't mind a race joke. I don't mind a sexist joke. I don't mind a gay joke as long as it's not something that's meant to hurt somebody or maybe it's to prove a point. But at the same time, I don't think you need to go to an office and like make all kind of sexist and racist jokes to people beyond, common sense. You know what I mean? It's use common sense, people. That's all you got to do. But to further talk about this situation right here and talk about what's going on with Donald Trump Jr. trying to call out Howard Stern. Let me just say, Donald Trump Jr. don't need to say shit to anybody about calling them out on their racism because of your fucking daddy. Your dad, you can't say shit, man. You sit up here and condone the actions of your fucking father who has divided this country so much. And yes, I do blame some of the shit that's going on today because of his rhetoric. Every time somebody says, go back to Mexico, to somebody who's not even an immigrant, we see this shit all the time. A bitch just got slapped for telling some chick at a gas station, go back to Mexico. Yeah, I blame Trump for that, for feeding into this rhetoric of anti-immigrant hostile feelings.
Well, I wanted to ask this really quickly because, and I'm asking legitimately, I don't know. I just want to know. I'm polling the whole world. It's like, what's the net damage here? Are we going to be really mad at a word? And it's a horrible word, and I'm not saying that. We should give someone a pass for that. But when we compare it to what the point is, who the fighters are here, the Trump administration and then Howard Stern. The Trump administration is legislating against people of color. They're actively trying to suppress the vote. They're trying to make sure that you can't participate in your democracy. I look at Howard Stern, who is an offensive shock jock, and that's kind of the point. Shock jocks inherently need cause outrage because that is how they make their money. I look at it as two different things. They can both be stupid, but one is insidious and one is evil. So I look at it, we're like, we need to keep our eyes on the ball here and don't take Eric Jr.'s bait. That guy looks like an anorexic blowfish. I fucking hate all the Trump children.
Yeah. Who the are you, man? What Howard Stern was, and again, you can say whether it's funny or not. I'm not mad at it. I'm not. I'm gonna tell you that because, like I said, he was making fun of something. Now, whether like I said, maybe I didn't think it was that funny. I didn't think there was anything really clever about it. But I'm not mad at it. But he was making a point to point out something that he probably felt was racist or something that was not executed very well or something that wasn't well thought out. But your daddy, man, you want to sit up here. Your daddy's the reason why some of this police brutality is happening today because your father encouraged police to take people they have in custody and put them in the backseat and I'm saying come on, I'm just saying rough them up a little bit. A lot of shit that's going on today, actual violence, actual death, actual racism is happening because of your father. And you get mad at a guy who actually tried to satirize racism. Get the fuck out of here with that, man.
And specifically because he's been critical in how he's treated the Black Lives Matter movement and the COVID response. So it's like what he's trying to do is classic. It's the first page in the Republican handbook, right? You try to discredit the person. And like, yeah, it doesn't look good for Howard Stern, but I would say like what he's talking about now, the stances he's taken now is so much more important than anything he did 27 years ago. And what we're going to lose, and I think you would agree with this, Howard Stern, he annoys the shit out of me, but I think he's a wonderful interviewer, like maybe the best in the industry. He gets stuff out of people that no one else can get. And we would lose a position like that who is an ally if we wanted to just cancel him and take the bait. I think that's the thing. Like, let's be smarter than the fucking Trump kids because they are very low IQ to begin with, guys.
Yeah, I'm not talking about all conservatives. Look, if you can have your political or your social beliefs and not trample on anybody else's rights, and somebody who's consenting adults, people who should, Americans, no matter what color or sexual orientation or gender you are, then, I don't care what beliefs are. But a lot of these conservatives out here, they're hypocrites to the point of being stupid. I just saw Tucker Carlson, man, sit up here and attack a website that he labeled a porn website and said, I don't believe in people. I don't believe in people making money where they're being pimps over women. You were at the funeral of a pimp, that guy in Nevada with that cat house, who a lot of conservatives voted for. You know, you mean to tell me you made this statement? You don't realize that you were friends with and went to an actual funeral of a pimp, an actual pimp? F off, man. These people say all this shit and they're selfish. They say all this shit where they act like they care about some people. Tucker Carlson don't give a f about women. Tucker Carlson don't give a f about black people. Donald Trump Jr., our senior, they don't give a f about anybody. The only time they act and they feign like they care about somebody is when they can politicize it for their own benefit. I can tell you this man right now does not give a f about black people. And if you want to know what I think, which I'm going to tell you anyway, like whether y'all say no or not, I honestly believe that this went to some parties where some of his friends did blackface. That shit was done a lot on the DL with people back in the day. So I imagine if you dig up, if you investigate enough, he was around some people that he's still friends with today who did blackface. But does he give a f about black? You know, it's funny how they don't support the Black Lives Matter movement, but all of a sudden when Howard Stern is in blackface, oh, you black people should be so offended. No, we're offended by you, bitch. So don't sit up here and tell me about him doing blackface, because that's not even scratching the surface of the problem. You've caused way more problems for this country than a man doing blackface 10, 15 years ago. F off.
Well, again, they try to think that people are too stupid to really remember the last lie they told. This weekend, someone tried to throw that old chestnut of like, well, you know, the Democrats actually started the KKK and the Republicans freed the slaves. And I'm like, okay, so who's whining about Confederate statues being taken down? Is that the Democrats now? Like, no, like you act like we don't have the collective long-term memory to remember the stupid hypocrisy that you drown in all the time, man. And so to bring it to the Howard Stern thing is like, again, I would say this, like, yeah, he's wrong. He probably shouldn't have done that. I'm not going to defend the actual material. What I would say is that, like, this is precisely what they want to do, and we can't be outthought by mouth breathers. Okay. Like I will look down on us as a species if we really take this bait collectively as a society.
Yeah. Don't let these people distract you, man. And are you stupid? No one who has seen everything that's happened these past 4 years is going to fall for some email or tweet that you put out about Howard Stern and blackface after all the history that's here. Get out of here with that, man. That ain't changing shit. All of a sudden, we're supposed to be like, oh my God, they really do care about us. Are you stupid? We're not stupid, man. Apparently, you are, though.